Now that the season has come to its end, it's now time to reminisce and also remember the fallen of 2025. The Black Months. A placeholder that became so obvious you would think this would be NASCAR 2011 the game on easy mode. But this really doesn't say much or if anything about Justin Haley, but more about Spire Motorsports. What the fuck are they doing? Who in the hell would ever want to think about coming over to the Spire Clown Show? Justin Haley and Rodney Childers were supposed to be able to get rid of the cancer, not just fall victim to it. Or maybe the cancerous victim ended up turning into a new one, Carson Hocebar. Or maybe Jeff Dickerson was the cancer all along. I don't know. But whatever it was though, Spire Motorsports has gotten exposed with all the messages, of course. Justin Haley and Rodney Childers are just new victims of this. The moment that Childers was let go from the team and walked away, that was the moment I think we all knew this shit was done. And Justin Haley became obviously victimized, as obvious he was not going to be getting any other support within the team, and he was going to be gone for at the end of the year, especially since they had plans on getting Suarez anyways. And basically they replaced a decent young driver with mid. Haley's career up to this point has been a bit more bizarre, at least once he's gotten in the Cup Series. Left Colleague after 2 seasons, which left everyone kind of surprised, especially joining Rick Ware Racing. Some even saying he was committing career suicide, and then was proven justified in his decision by Colleague's implosion in 2024 and Daniel Hemrick shitting the bed. Then got a chance in better equipment at Spire Motorsports, only to have similar stats. Although this is mostly though not his fault. He'll be more comfortable, however, at Colleague with the Dodge Ram experiment in the Truck Series. He should be able to get a couple wins, I would suspect, and I hope he is able to. Now this was a twist I wasn't exactly expecting at first. After all though, Christian Eckes did fall victim to, well, basically just piss poor timing. Colleague had by this point fallen to the wayside, and I'll explain in a second, but Christian Eckes had obviously suffered plenty of rookie moments, and again, not making the playoffs, even though his rookie and Colleague equipment was not exactly the best, but it became obvious Colleague itself was not the same, and Eckes more or less could not find any other ride now. He'll be much better and more comfortable down in the Truck Series, especially for Helgeman Racing, at least if that ends up being happening. Although with A&M still having no driver, or well, A&M turning into a new team, and there's still no driver, there could be a chance though he could get that ride, but it's looking unlikely. Eckes will hopefully end up returning to form in the Truck Series. Truck Series is actually slowly starting to get stacked. Hopefully Helgeman doesn't ruin it by hiring the cancerous diva Haley Deacon. Speaking of Colleague, a team well known for its history involving the Xfinity Series, and known for 2 specific things. First, their rise and their family-type atmosphere. The rise being somehow making the playoffs each year and almost making the Final Four with Blake Cook at driving, and then managing to get Justin Haley before getting Ross Chastain and AJ Allmendinger as well to build the family form. That 2020 season was very special. You had AJ Allmendinger, the wild father, Ross Chastain, the humble uncle, and Justin Haley, the young star and son of the team. And Matt Colleague himself, the grandfather, enjoying the operation. It was a fun time. Well, those fun times slowly turned bad though, especially with internal issues becoming more and more prevalent. And specifically this year, they went winless for the first time in team history, at least in their Xfinity program. It became obvious something needed to be done, considering that all drivers struggled, especially Josh Williams. And it became obvious that Williams is somewhat the issue, but also the team as well. A change was definitely needed, and getting the Ram trucks definitely does help. And going down into trucks will hopefully be able to rebuild this team back up to where they were and eventually get their Xfinity program back on. They may or more be on hiatus, but it's still an end of an era for the Xfinity Series. Hopefully this team though does come back. Not, it's a hell of a run. What a horrible ass NASCAR tenure. We're going to be thinking of Wright's NASCAR career. His ass is going to be down there with the likes of Stephen Wallace, Joe Graff Jr., and Quint Oof. All you got to look at is some of his moments, specifically just from this year. turning his brain off at Daytona and axe-packing Josh Bilicki, running into Josh Bilicki's ass again in Atlanta on the final lap, and then making more contact with Bilicki at Coda and getting absolutely cooked so hard he got charred on Twitter, spinning multiple times, being off the damn pace so much that you would actually think NASCAR may have had thoughts of implementing a 107% rule. And not to mention as well, failing to qualify at the Chicago Street Course despite being a former IMSA driver. Oh yeah, and that incident at Texas. You know which one I'm talking about. Regardless of what your opinion on the dude is, his results were abhorrent regardless. This is incompetence personified. This is how you become a laughing stock of the garage area. This is how you run a team into a ground mid-season. And the sad thing about Wright is, he's literally getting another chance at Hattori Racing. Somewhere in Chicago, Hattori's grave is being pissed on, and in that same grave, Hattori is rolling in his grave, looking at what his beloved team is turning into. The Truck Series was looking real good, but now with this waste of herring nipples, the series could go anywhere wrong with their caution clock, with his sponsor, a financial Nepo babies. Or maybe they should call it Nepo bitches. Don't think Our Motorsports is getting out of this over their own source of blame. You replace a driver who had been a prominent and actually literally helped you win a $100,000 dash for cash for a waste of herring nipples. My big question was this: was the situation at Our so fucked that they thought this was the answer? If this was the case, they should have just gone part-time and hired a driver with actual talent instead of trying to send money in. That's the issue though nowadays. Money sometimes speaks over talent. But then again though, this is a team that is not known for making the smartest of moves, but more importantly, many issues and one of the most dysfunctional teams in the garage area. It becomes a lot more obvious whenever you have multiple drivers leading the team all of a sudden at random times and having to hire replacements. And then this would be the final killing blow. They were looking like a potential team though, and finally started to be turning things around though by 2024. But then they destroyed it all by firing Alfredo for that waste of shit bomb. A damn shame. They actually fucking did it. Thought this might actually happen to Stuart Friesen, but Matt Crafton? He was definitely past his expiration date, but I'm still surprised Thorstward actually went through this. I thought he could have that truck as long as he wanted. But maybe like their performance and speed and their dashboard, Crafton's message and drive had lost its luster. Or maybe it was for all the alleged assaults that ended up happening against other drivers. Although he should have probably done it to host support. But whatever it was, it became obvious things were not going well with this team, especially with their performances. Though not all of it is Crafton's fault, considering having your dash catch on fire is definitely nothing you can really do about it. However, regardless of what your opinion on the guy is, he definitely is well known and should be known for in Truck Series history, NASCAR history as a whole. It's gonna be strange seeing that Yellow 88 with a different driver and Ty Majeski behind the wheel and not Matt Crafton. Doesn't matter whoever drives that 88 will be synonymous with Crafton. It doesn't matter whether he was running 1st, 3rd, 5th, 10th, or 20th, you could always find number 88 on the racetrack. He'll be far more missed than you think. A driver from an era long gone. Racing into your 50s was the norm, but now it's almost extinct. One of the last drivers I think we'll see race into their 50s at this point was Matt Crafton, retired at 50. Those 3 championships. 3 wins in those 3 championship seasons, and one of them was a winless championship with 44 laps left. And a legend that should 100% get in the Hall of Fame just for his winless championship and exposing the playoff format. Wonder what other types of exposing he could do on the sport with all the files getting released. May the bloodlust in the NASCAR underworld be quenched with the lawsuit and the railroading the Steves and the top execs get from 2311 and Front Row Motorsports. Amen.
Larson backing up. Elliott's going to pass him on the back straightaway. And so is Blaney.
Yeah,
hit the wall, didn't he?
Yeah, Larson hit the wall on the entry into turn 1. He got up too high and it slapped the back.
Michael, you better do it. And he does. Caution waves. There's the All-Star Promoters caution.
You saw the right rear toe link broke. Oh, look at this, Kevin.
Pyrotechnics all over
Michael
Wilkes County.
has dropped the flag. Michael has dropped the flag.
He really dropped the flag?
No, he really dropped the flag on the front straightaway. It is on the front straightaway.
Oh, no. You had one job.